Good morning. My name is Katie Laviola. I'm one of the school counselors here at Wayne Valley. I'm going to talk with you today just about a brief overview of the college planning process. This information might be helpful mostly to juniors finishing out their year, thinking about starting the college application process over the summer and next fall. We will also meet with all seniors at the start of their senior year and share information then as well about more specifics about their class information and things that they'll need for their applications. But this is just a general overview of what to expect in the upcoming months. It is never too early to begin thinking about what's after high school. We have a lot of tools and resources to share on what you can do to begin preparing. I'm going to talk about Naviance, some of the tools that are in Naviance, some of the things that you might want to start thinking about for SATs, and more. So when applying to colleges, we typically recommend an average of 5 to 8 schools. We'll talk more in your senior year about target, reach, and safety schools, schools that are within your GPA and test scores and activities and what they might expect. And then some schools that might be a little bit out of that range, but are still a good chance of getting in. And then some schools that you definitely would love to go to and fit within your data. There are different types of application deadlines. They are described here and they can get a little bit confusing, but once you have an understanding, you can definitely follow those decisions. So early action, you apply early and you receive a decision early, but you can still apply to other schools and take your pick as you receive your decisions. Early decision, it's a binding agreement. So you apply early, you receive a decision early, and that's a binding agreement. So you submit a deposit and that's the school you're going to go to. So this shows your interest and it shows that you definitely want to go there, but then you typically don't accept any other application decisions. And then there's regular decision. You can apply to other schools. You follow their deadlines. You receive your decisions as the schools put them out. And typically you give the decision to that school by May 1st or whatever they list on their application site. So Naviance is your main hub for all things college planning, college and career planning, really. There's a lot of resources on here, such as the Supermatch tool, where you can input all of the things you hope to see in a college, such as a rural area, have a volleyball team, have a biomedical program, and then it will populate a list of schools with a percentage of how close they meet your needs and desires. So Naviance, you will start using this summer and next year mostly. So reach out to your school counselor if you need your login information. It may be some time since you've logged in. So reach out, we can reset your password and let you know what your username is. So through Naviance, you can do things like track the deadlines for your applications, find college rep visits, see the scattergrams of our history of Wayne Valley of who has applied, not their names, but the SAT scores and the GPAs of students who have applied and if they've gotten in or not to different schools. You can look for scholarships, you can build a resume, you can even do things like take a personality assessment and find out which careers may fit you based on your personality, which is a really cool tool. So I definitely recommend checking that out sooner than later, especially as a junior. This is what the Naviance homepage looks like. You're going to use this a lot next year. So definitely start playing around, get used to what it is, because this is going to be a main topic of conversation as you start applying to colleges. These are some of the important tabs. The colleges you're applying to list. This will connect to your Common App. So you'll put in the colleges that you're applying to and you can see the deadlines. We can send your materials that way. You're going to request your letters of recommendation through Naviance after talking to your teachers in person or virtually, but having a conversation in real time about that letter. You can find your college visits and you can search for scholarships. So there are different ways of applying to college. A lot of schools, because the applications are so similar, they've agreed to use the common application. So you can fill this out once and then send it to any schools that participate that you're applying to. We do recommend using the common application, even if a school has their own application. So this is definitely a main tool to use in the college application process. There's also the coalition application, which is very similar to the Common App, but not so widely used. But you may have some schools that only use the coalition application, and that's totally okay too. If you're looking for other options, like I said, that personality assessment you can use, and then you can also find technical schools, military communication and contacts, and some trade schools in Naviance as well. Back to letters of recommendation. We typically recommend that you ask for 2 teacher letters of recommendation. Teachers who know you well and can speak to your abilities and your skills and your character. You can ask sooner than later. And you're going to definitely, like I said, be sure to have a conversation in real time about these letters of recommendation. Then you're going to follow up with an email, and you're going to follow up by submitting the request through Naviance. So your teachers can upload those letters directly through Naviance. And then we as your counselors send your letters through Naviance to your participating schools. So this brings me then to the FERPA and waiving your rights to view those letters. This will be a required tab in order to match your Common App and Naviance pages. So we recommend that you do waive your rights to view your letters of recommendation. And we'll talk way more about this at the start of your senior year. There's a student college questionnaire that's required for your counselor in order to write you your letter of recommendation. So this you can find in About Me and My Surveys. You can start working on this at any time. This asks you things like, what are your hopes and dreams? What is your proudest accomplishment? What do you plan to do? What sports have you participated in? And it gives us a really good background and things to include in your letter of recommendation from you. Your parents can also fill out a parent version of this questionnaire. College rep visits at Wayne Valley. We have many schools who come to talk with you guys directly. So this list of college visits is typically posted in Naviance at the start of the year. You can sign up to meet with a college representative. You must register in Naviance, and then you should really attend the session. So don't sign up and then not attend, because the college rep visits are coming to meet and speak directly with you and give you firsthand information about the school and about their application process. So this is a really, really great opportunity. Transcript verification form. We'll share more about this as well, but you're going to be given a form to fill out and be sure that you fill it out with accuracy and take it seriously. So we need this document so that we have permission to send your transcript to your schools. SATs and ACTs. Plan to take it maybe anywhere between 1, 2, or 3 times between maybe April of your junior year through the start of your senior year. There's a super score, which takes the top scores from each area of all of your tests and combines them so that your schools will see the highest score possible. And just note that it's your responsibility to have your SAT and ACT scores sent to all colleges. So many schools are test optional, and that list is growing or changing, especially as the school year continues. So we share that information out, and every school has that information on their admissions page. So be sure to check that out. We do still recommend taking the SAT and ACT if available. Things to do now. Number 1, communicate with your school counselor. So we're here for you. We want to talk to you about what your plans are. We can help you navigate Naviance, help talk to you about SAT scores, talk to you about your letters of recommendation. So definitely start having conversations sooner than later, just so we can make sure everything's on the up and up with your classes and what you need and the things that you might need for admissions into your future colleges. We can start talking with you about that now. And one big thing is social media. Be sure to follow us on our social media. We share a lot of information about forms and things you need to do through our Instagram and our Twitter. We share all of our presentations for on-demand access on YouTube. And then just a note about social media, schools do look at your social media account. So if there's something you wouldn't want your parents to see, definitely remove it. So you don't want a college admissions rep to find your social media, see something not so great there, and have that make an impact in your admissions decision. So again, if you have any questions, reach out at any time, and we can talk more about all things college planning.